Hello, and welcome to episode 36 of Sassy Southern Belle. Can you believe we're already on episode 36? I can't believe that 1 minute. I do have a fun announcement. I do have a new podcast coming out. It is called The Desert Road, and by the time this episode actually premieres, the first episode will be out of it. I'm very excited for that. It's something I feel like I wanted to do with Southern Grace and Sass, but I don't think it was the right timing. But for those of you that don't know the story of the Desert Road, I do recommend going and reading it. But with that being said, if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe, help a girl out. Um, so this is Sassy Southern Belle. My name is Breezy. I'm in a different location than usual. Somebody's watching TV in the other room, and I really don't want to stop them. So I thought I'd come in this office and try to get some recording done. What can I say? I'm a girl who's very generous and very thoughtful of people. Anyway, it has been a minute, y'all. So many things is happening, but I'm excited for, like I said, the Desert Road podcast. That's gonna be something fun. And I hope you don't have to. It's more of a Christian podcast, so if you're not really a Christian, you don't have to go to that podcast. I do plan on doing the last few episodes of Down the Rabbit Hole and moving on officially from that project and finishing up with one last episode of Dark Academia for Insomniacs. I do want to do at least one final episode for that. Because I think it's just time to move on from those projects. Because I have so much other projects going on in my schedule. It's just so busy right now. but yeah. But so have y'all seen the Two Sons of Me podcast with Todd Chrisley, Chase, and Grayson? And here's the thing. There's a moment in the podcast where it talks about Chase saying that if we get like 1 million likes or whatever, that we'll go into Sin City. And Todd agreed to it, so he reluctantly agreed to it, of course, in Todd fashion. But here we are. Um, I don't know about y'all, but I personally would love to see Todd Chrisley at Magic City. Uh huh. You know, Julie's gonna be like, what? Yeah, but I personally would love to see Todd. And speaking of the Chrisleys, they're moving to Texas. Well, all but Savannah and Grayson, which Grayson will eventually join, I think, after he finishes at Alabama. Yeah, Grayson, why'd you have to choose that school? Why? Why? But no, Savannah has said that since they have moved so much that she wants to stay in one place a little bit longer. And Chase even said that they literally will like, you know, I think Texas will be our final landing spot. That's the thing. And I kinda get that, honestly. Would the Chrisleys like it? Well, Todd, if you can barely stand the heat, you're not gonna like Texas. I'm just saying that. I've been to Texas once. I know firsthand. We went to Houston a few years ago for a conference. And it was super fun. We stayed like literally on the outside of Houston near Sugarland and all that. But just say that traffic is terrible in general. So good luck, Chrisley. So you should be used to it. Though. You lived in Atlanta for years and in Los Angeles and stuff for years as well. So you should be used to that by now. But yes. But speaking of California, my childhood is complete, y'all. Laguna Beach did a 20th reunion. Yes, a 20th reunion. And honestly, I'm here for it. I don't know how I feel emotionally about it. Because that's just weird. Like, it makes me, am I that old? Well, I'm sitting here doing a podcast. What more do you expect, right? I don't get enough subscribers anyway, so. But if you would love to subscribe, you can go check that out. But yeah, go check Breezyville and all my other fun projects I have going on. But oh my goodness, 20 years, guys. And you have Kristen Cavallari who lives in Los Angeles, not Franklin. You have LC who became a fashion designer, and all of that. And it's so crazy to think. That like show was peak early 2000s. And it's crazy to think about like some shows. And even I was just talking to someone today because he was showing me an anime design. I was like, it reminds me of Lisa Frank. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean. But oh my gosh. Let's move on to some the Duggar drama. So, real quick though. So I was in apologetics and was talking about fundamentalism and all that. And we were talking about the IBLP and the Duggars for a second. I say we. I was the one who brought it up because the Duggars do fall as a fundy family. So fundamentalism. Also, Church of Christ is a fundamentalism. Just saying. But did y'all see where Joe got arrested and then they arrested Kendra? Two separate related charges, though. Yeah. Kendra, honey, I say go ahead and dump him, honestly. But seriously, I want to see if there's been an update on that real quick. Because did Joseph not learn anything from what happened to Josh Duggar? I mean, I know that Joseph probably um, idolized him, um, growing up and stuff, but he didn't have to follow in his brother's footsteps. It's been recently where I saw like there was a family member who was actually Kendra's sister. Yes, Kendra's sister. That's just sick, honestly. I want this I want this girl to get therapy and the help she needs, honestly. Because that's just not right. Not by no means. And a lot of the Duggar people, like a lot of the Duggar clan, have spoken out against Josh. But surprise, surprise, guess who's still silent? Michelle and Jim Bob. I mean, are you really surprised by that? I know I'm not. The fact that but yeah. But oh, I found this. Apparently, according to People, Kendra Duggar has broken silence. So we know Kendra was arrested in Florida. Joseph was arrested in Florida on March 18th for allegedly lewd acts involving a 9-year-old girl. He and his wife Kendra also face unrelated charges in Arkansas, and this includes endangering the welfare of minors. And Kendra's family broke the silence of the arrest, asking them for privacy and commending the victim's courageous act to share her truth. Like, seriously, what do we think is going to happen here? I don't know. Like, realistically, I would love for Kendra to come to her senses, divorce him, because Anna's not going to divorce Josh. So, but realistically, they're in this cult, so they're not gonna divorce at all. The IBLP is a cult. They are a fundamentalist family, fundamentalist religion. And it really is sad that this sect is so sad right here. I mean, I'm a Christian, but I'm not a cult. I I believe in the sinner's prayer and stuff like that. So I'm not a far right Christian, no. I'm not a fundy by no means. But seriously, I grew up watching the Duggars for crying out loud. So when the stuff about Josh broke out, you should imagine how shocked I was. But now Kendra and the fact that well, all the Duggars. Did y'all see where Derek, I believe, is going to be joining Jack? Yeah, the first Duggar to do so. And I wonder if it's like in the IBLP that you're not supposed to join the military, or they don't recommend you joining the military. This is going to be interesting to see for sure. But I do want to talk about some shows and movies that I watch just for the plot. First on that list, Criminal Minds. I love Criminal Minds. I do. I love the plot. I love me some Derek Morgan and Dr. Spencer Reed. I have always said I want a man who talks to me. Doesn't mind. I don't mind if he looks like Derek Morgan, but talks to me like Derek Morgan talks to Penelope Garcia. I know, right? And has the mind of Dr. Spencer Reed. Say what y'all want, but Spencer Reed had that glow up. with a boy band haircut. He has got both men have fine like aged like fine wine. I ain't complaining. Derek Morgan is one of the sexiest black mans alive. Dr. Spencer Reed, you can talk to me like that all day long. Then our next on on this list, Bones. Look, I don't know about you, but anytime Sealy Booth comes onto the screen, my eyes may be diverted a little bit. Temperance Brennan is a very lucky woman. All I am saying. Just saying. Then 911 Nashville. And as much as I hate to admit this, I'm coming around to the show. It has progressively gotten better as the season goes on. I know. What would my what would y'all do without me? But I'm still gonna rag a little bit, and I will say this though. Leanne Rimes does make a really good villain. I will say that. Who knew she had it in her? I surely did it. But why this show? But why 911 Nashville? I only want. Here's the thing. Do y'all remember a crossover episode with 911 and 911 Nashville? Yeah. Blue, you look so good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie whatsoever. We'll talk about it. 911. Do I even have to go into full detail on that one? I love me some Buddy. I also love some Eddie and Buck. But seriously, that first scene with Eddie, y'all ladies know, y'all ladies know. Even had him questioning herself, which was hilarious. And then there's Lucifer. It's the British accent. Do not hate. I love him. I love a guy who can pull off an accent. And he has an accent. I love Tom Welling. Then there's Bridgerton. Need I really say anything on that one? Those men on there have no business being that good looking. All I am saying. Um, then there's Jenny and Georgia, Joe, for crying out loud. Ooh. Yeah, and I remember when he was Sab on Degrassi. That's the thing. Like, oh my gosh. Then there's the Fast and the Furious. I love Paul Walker. I really did. Rest in peace. I really do wish they would have stopped after he died, though, because now it just makes no sense. That awkward moment. Yeah, I grew up watching High School Musical and stuff like that, so seeing Zac Efron in that situation, do I really need to go into detail? Am I blushing? Oh my gosh, I think I'm blushing. And yeah, and Zac Efron's hot as hell. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Then there's but yeah, but so I have a question. So here's the thing. I'm a book talk girl. Yes, I am a book talk girly. And you know those TikToks that are going, if I ever get kidnapped? Yeah. Would it turn me on? Possibly. I'm screwed. Either way. Because here's the thing, I probably would start rambling, and then my fight or flight would kick in, and then I would be like, oh, but wait, these really do turn me on and stuff like that, and I probably will talk myself out of it, because you know it's going to make them uncomfortable as well. So I think kidnappers have to be a little bit more smarter who they're going to kidnap, right? Yeah, because thanks to TikTok, we have book talk girls who, yeah, you know. But are y'all up to date on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives drama? Team Taylor, you can't convince me otherwise. Here's the thing. Was Taylor in the wrong? Yes. Was Dakota in the wrong? Yes. Is Dakota an abusive narcissist who thinks the world revolves around him? Hell yeah. So Everyone owes Taylor Frankie Paul an apology. And I've only seen one episode of it, but I stand for women who are in abusive situations. Get out. Please get out while you can. But yeah. But that is it for this episode. I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a great day.